Okay, it is 5:30, and we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum of the commissioners tonight. If we all could please stand and pledge the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and approve the minutes from the Rec Commission, July 9th, 2024. The minutes have been distributed to you in the agenda packet prior to the meeting for your review. Are there any corrections to the minutes?
No.
None? Can I have a motion to approve, please?
I move to approve the minutes as written for June 11th, 2024 Recreation Commission meeting.
Can I have a second?
Yes, I second that.
It has been moved by Commissioner Norton and seconded by Commissioner Rand that we approve the minutes as written for the July 9th, 2024 Rec Commission. I will now call for a vote. Please vote.
You may have to tap your screen.
Oh, turn them on. Tap the screen to turn them on. No, the small one. Yeah. We have a vote of 7 yeses and 2 non-votes, so it has passed. Second thing we want to do is the commission work session minutes from July 24, 2024. The minutes have been distributed to you in the agenda packet prior to the meeting for your review. Are there any corrections to the minutes?
No, but I was not there, so I'll have to abstain.
You can still vote, but you can abstain. Yes. Ask for a motion. Can I get a motion to approve? We'll do it the same way. Can I have a second? It has been moved by Commissioner Norton and seconded by Commissioner Rand that we approve the minutes as written from the July 24, 2024 Recreation Commission work session. I'll now call for a vote. Please vote. And it passes 7-0 with 2 abstaining. Before we get started, we have a special presentation tonight. I believe Christine Young is going to handle this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Well, it is so great to see so many people here in the council chambers, and we'd like to welcome you all. We are here to celebrate a legacy of fitness and health at the Adult Activity Center. And I see some people that I know in this audience, so I'm so excited to see that they are attending this class, and I know that everybody has a great time because there's a great teacher teaching it, someone who has carried on a legacy. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn the floor over to Toby Smallwood and Kevin McDonald. They are the supervisor and coordinator out at the Adult Activity Center, and they are going to tell a bit more about Ms. Lung, and we're going to celebrate her here and recognize her great achievements.
Hello. Wow. So I just want to read a little prepared statement. So Ms. Se-Ying Lung, I don't know if I'm saying the first part of the name right, has been teaching Tai Chi classes at the Adult Activity Center since 2011. Her husband taught the class starting 2005, and after his passing, she took on the role of the instructor. She's taught for many years and has always done so as a volunteer. In all that time, she has never asked for any compensation or award. She has consistently and faithfully shown up to teach her class every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and on most days stays behind to play mahjong for an hour with her friends. In her students' words, she has joyfully continued her husband's legacy despite a language barrier. Her native tongue is Chinese, and the fact that she herself is a youthful senior in her mid-80s lends herself as an exceptionally competent class leader. She also remains mindful of each participant's physical abilities and encourages each to strive for their optimal yet safe workout. In short, Lung is more than a mere leader. She is a model and an inspiration of graceful aging, mature leadership, and sincere concern for her fellow seniors. Speaking on behalf of the staff, it's participants like Lung that give back so selflessly that make our jobs so enjoyable and make it a place to feel more than a job, but more like a family. Speaking for myself individually, I've only been there for a little over a year and a half, and she was a immediate feature. As soon as I walked in, I was like, so who teaches Tai Chi? I had all the other instructors and was trying to kind of get my bearings, and they're like, that's Lung. Don't ask her any questions, but she knows what she's doing. Just try. It's handled. And I was like, oh, okay, good. And true to that word, she has handled it every single day since. And then Kevin, what did you?
Yeah, it's been great having Lung at the center, and my favorite part about today is all these people here today. Some of these folks in here I haven't seen in a long time, but the best part is everyone is not wearing their attire for Tai Chi and yoga today. So that's good too. But it's fantastic that Lung's been a part of our programs this long, and I've been there, it's been a long time I've been there now, and that smile is awesome every day coming in and saying hello to me and everybody in there, and then again, sticking around to play games, and just everybody loves Lung and Lung loves everybody else, and it's been great to have her there. So thank you for all you do.
Nào. Wow, waiting kiểu chẳng. Thank you very much for coming. I am very grateful to receive this award from the city of Alpharetta. I have been teaching this Tai Chi class at Alpharetta Adult Activity Center for 15 years, and I will continue to lead this class. As you can see, I am 86 years old and remain healthy because of Tai Chi. Practice Tai Chi will improve your balance, increase the strength of your muscles, and calm your mind. How more new members will come to join us to experience the benefits of Tai Chi. Thank you.
And many of the Lung's classmates are here. Many of them do not do Tai Chi, they do yoga. So Lung not only does Tai Chi, she does yoga, and she can keep up with just about everybody. And most of all, she brings so much of joy and childlike playfulness to the class that it's beautiful to see her every morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I think they have something planned for you. All right.
Long is in front of the class in line dance.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, everyone's invited to the reception. It's at Brook Street.
All right, we're out of here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to know
Thank you.
when is the class?
She's 86 years old and she's been here for 15 years. That's what I kind of took from it. Let some of these people clear out so we're not talking over each other. That's true. Order in the court? Yeah. Okay, we're going to continue now. We're going to go ahead and continue. Community Service Division monthly reports. Amanda?
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you guys today?
Good.
I haven't seen you. I wasn't here last month, so I'm glad to be here. Community Services, our division report, let's see. Fall seedlings are sprouting. It's hard to imagine with this heat that we're planning for the winter garden, but our grow room is very bright, very warm, and we will have the pickup for our vegetable grower program and our flower growers. That'll start on August 27th. So we've been experimenting, as you all know, with having it be a sliding time rather than everyone has to pick up on Saturday. And it seems to work a lot better for the participants in the program as well as for us. So we'll have everything out on the 27th, and then the last day for pickup will be September 6th. It gives people a full weekend plus a Saturday, and that helps us too. So we don't have to have a large event. It's just everything is out. So that starts very soon, and that means it's time to plant those things. We're also going to do a fall plant sale. It won't be as big as the one in the spring that we do with Garden Fair, but we are going to repeat what we did last year. We had great success with the passive check yourself out using a QR code. We actually generated the same amount of revenue doing it that way as we did the year prior, where we had ourselves there all day checking people out. So we're going to do that again, and it will be many days, from August 30th until September 7th, which again gives the community more time, more opportunities to come out and buy their plants. We will have some of the same varieties as our members pick up, but some different varieties as well. Really exciting was our peach harvest this year. So I don't know if you remember, but last year we didn't have any peaches at all. We had that late frost, and so all of the peaches, they had already set flower, and when that frost came in mid-April last year, we lost all the peaches. And so this year, that did not happen, and we harvested over 180 pounds of peaches. So many peaches that we were able to even deliver some to North Fulton Community Charities. We've never been able to do that before. So I really attribute this year's peach harvest to the care that we've been giving to these relatively old peach trees. We did a very, very severe pruning to them late spring, and then we've been treating it with compost tea. Of 180 pounds of peaches, we only had 4 peaches that had worms in them, which is really good. Yes, thank you, Cheryl. Cambridge High School students start on Monday. This year we have 2 students. So we met with the school, the principal, and the teachers last week, and we're going to change things up a little bit since we only have 2 students. But they still will be there 5 days a week. Their teacher will be there more often so that more of the work is done by the teacher and less of it by me. Because with just 2 students, it's just a lot to do for 2 students. So the teacher will be more hands-on this year. We also had 2, but we thought that this year we would have 6 or 7. And so until we get back to that number, we're going to operate just a little bit differently because it just doesn't make operational sense.
No.
And then the last thing that I wanted to share with you on our highlights is our community compost program. I don't know if you all have seen these materials. I'm going to give it to you guys to pass around. Our community compost program launched last month. It's going really, really well. We have over 40 people signed up for it, and it's just been a slow adoption of this program. So a new unit was just developed, a new smaller unit, which I actually bought for my house, and I think works really well. I brought the material for you all to see if you're curious about what that looks like. This is the dehydrated food waste. So this is a really unique and innovative program that Alpharetta is doing because this allows municipalities to take on community composting. It turns food waste into this. It's dried. It looks like it's dehydrated food. It doesn't smell. It doesn't rot. It doesn't mold. And this allows us to do composting at a municipal level that we could not do if we were collecting raw food waste. So I think this is a really, really special thing that we're doing. I also think that people don't understand it. So I would like to ask your help when you're talking with people, talking in the community. Try to explain this program. If you want to meet with me and ask me any questions, if I can explain this program to you so that you can answer questions when you're out in the public, that would be really, really helpful because this is really something different. I don't know of any other city in Georgia doing it. There are about 180 cities in North America that have a program like this, but most of them are in Canada. So this is really unique, and I would love your help describing it and explaining it to the community. Do y'all have any questions for me?
Any questions?
Is there any commercial recruiting to this program, or is it just residents?
Right now it's just residents, and I would love to be able to get to that level. We've talked with a few schools about doing it on a commercial scale. We've talked with Cambridge. We've talked with Summit Hill Elementary School, and there's interest in doing it in the cafeteria, but the investment is great. It's about a $30,000 investment. So it's big. So starting at the residential level where it's a $200 investment for the household is more feasible, but I'm hoping that as households see how great this is, how neat this is, then we can move up into schools or other institutions.
How big are these food cyclers?
They are about the size of, no bigger than like a stand mixer. They take up about as much space as like a countertop bread maker. And the pail that goes in is about the size of a paint pail. I should have brought one. But
what's the difference between the FC30 and the Eco 5?
Size. So the FC30 is great for families of 3 or less, and the other size is good for bigger families.
5 or more.
I've got a question. This is showing a 12-week duration.
Yes.
And then you fill out the form. But you can continue to use this afterward and still bring it. It's still, okay.
Yes, into perpetuity.
Okay.
You continue to use the machine. The 12 weeks is just our time that we ask the community to answer questions about the use of the machine, the frequency. Are they keeping this material at home, or are they bringing it to the farm for us to compost for them? And whether they keep it at home and put it in a corner of their backyard or bring it to Old Rucker Farm, they're still invited to come and get the finished compost, which we just invited all the participants last week to come. They bring their 5-gallon bucket and they fill it up with the finished compost that we make from this material and take it home.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go to cultural services, please. How are you?
I'm good. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. So we'll jump right into our new arts and culture guide. This is our fall winter guide. We'd love to see you out taking a class. Please let people know it's here. We have our department-wide guide. I think that you have a copy of too. And what we do is we kind of point to this guide because we have so many pages. We didn't want to make our guide like this thick, the department-wide guide. So please take a look. We've also added QR codes that point to our art walk, our history walk, some of our live music. So we tried to make it a little bit more interactive. I wanted to brag a little bit about camps. We had a wonderful summer. Megan Balela and Zeal Parikh, they just did an amazing job creating the camps, adding camps. And a few of the details about that are they added about 30% more half-day camps. So that was a pretty big jump added on to what we've done before. They added on additional 5 to 7-year-old camps, which we had that need come forth last year. We added a performing art camp with the City Center Players, and that was a huge success. That was Matilda's, and their set designs were beautiful. It was very unique. Art Studio and the Go-Go instructors, we've started going out to Webbridge Park and Cogburn Park all summer. So that program, it just keeps growing and doing well. And it's a rep. Camps was a great summer. Wanted to remind you that these are the sculptures I've shown you before that have left, and I wanted to show you a preview of the sculptures that are coming on the Outdoor on Loan exhibit. And it's not a big preview, it's a very small preview, but we will be showing these to the Cultural Arts Commission in 2 weeks for approval or suggestions on their part. And I'll bring the entire, all the sculptures to you at that time in probably September. Waters Road Park Crosswalk leaves. It's finished last night at 8 p.m., so I do not have a final copy for you. It didn't make a report in time. So you'll have to drop by and take a look. We've gotten a lot of good comments from the public, and the artist started working on it and realized how vast it was. It was really huge, and it took her longer to create. And so we reached out to the Alpharetta High School students, the art department, and they brought volunteers out and really helped her kind of knock that out the last few days. Please join. We had our eclectic lawn last Friday night. It was wonderful. We had a bluegrass band out in the lawn, and that was, we have one more left for the season in a month. We had our Layers reception on August 10th. We had about 250 out from 5 to 7. It was great. I think a few people here attended. I think you brought your family. The Alpharetta Symphony has a Harry Potter theme show coming up, and so please get out and visit that. They'll be at the Alpharetta Methodist Church, and Act 1 is at the Alpharetta Presbyterian Church with the Blythe Spirit Show. So please hop online, support our local art leader groups. Any questions?
So the Act 1 group is back at the church because it didn't work out with using the Milton High School auditorium, or?
It's that location, you have to rent it, and it's a little cumbersome to rent through School Dude. And also it's large. It's a little large.
Really big.
That's one reason why we're doing the Spotlight Community Stage. It's 500 seats, and they really need something closer to like 100, 150.
I see, okay.
Any updates on Mid-Broadwell Park art?
We're on hold on that. We might revisit it at some time, but right now we're on hold for that one.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
Excellent choice of bands last Friday night.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Even had Morgan dancing in the back.
Oh, Morgan, doing the shagging, huh?
Thank you. Rec Services, Christine.
Well, good evening again. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to recognize one of our instructors who just does so much for our community. I appreciate that. So my report is a little short due to that. I just want to remind everybody that the last day for public swim at Wills Park Pool will be Monday, September 2nd. I can't believe the summer's gone already. It went so fast. Water fitness and aerobics and lap swim will continue through September until it is too cold or we run out of lifeguards. But right now, we're pretty good through September. The fall session begins, fall classes begin Monday, September 9th, and I also wanted to show you that our guide is out as well. Some of you may have already seen this online, but there are copies out in the foyer if you want to pick one up. And I'm really excited about this cover because I believe this is the first time we've highlighted the ag program on the cover, and it's just the most darling picture ever. So we're really glad to have that on there. Scarecrow Harvest is coming up, and the application, I believe, is live now. So those of you who know businesses or schools that want to apply for that, it is out there and ready to be filled out. And we're looking forward to those scarecrows being all over the city come the beginning of October. Wills Park Summer Camp, just some numbers for you. We served in Wills Park Summer Camps, which included Wills Park Day Camp, Extreme, and the teen camp, all of those camps that we run. We served 1,239 residents and 395 non-residents for a total of just over 1,600 campers served this summer. And that was just for our camps. That didn't include the specialty camps. The specialty camps served just over 1,000 residents and 331 non-residents for a total of 1,346 campers. So we had a great summer. We really filled up our facilities, and the kids were all over the park and actually all over Georgia doing field trips, and they had a great time. So we're already planning for next summer. We've already had our post-summer meeting, so we're excited about looking forward to next summer and getting things scheduled. Yes, John?
Was that the largest group we've ever had? As far as
It's
camp?
close. It's close. You know, we've had to make some variations over the years to fit our facilities, and it's still, the numbers are still up very high. Yeah, we really haven't ever dropped down very much except during COVID.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
Did we do any things down at the river this year? Did you guys go down? I remember one year we did paddleboarding or something like that.
Yeah, we used to have camps that were over, it was through the NOC, Nantahala Outdoor, Nantahala Outdoor.
And the NOC.
Yeah, Adventures. And we haven't done that for the last few years, so I know we didn't do that this summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Quick question. First of all, the camps were amazing. Thank you to you and your
You're
staff.
welcome. Thank you.
Second, is there any data collected from the campers as far as like an NPS, you know, whether they're pleased or have suggestions? Because they're probably your greatest source of information and, you know, kind of stop, start, continue, as well as from the parents. I'm sure you hear when something maybe isn't going how a parent expects, but there's also parents like me that would brag and jump up and down and say how awesome the programs are, but there's just no survey other than, you know, I could write to the instructors just on my own. Just curious about that.
Okay, that's a great question. As far as hearing from the campers, the ones we hear from the most are the teenagers, as you can imagine. So we take what they say into consideration, but no, we have not ever sent a survey out to the campers. As far as the parents go, we sent one out last year, And we ended up with 23 responses out of almost 400, 500 emails that we sent it out to. And a lot of it was positive. There were a few that we actually read and made some changes because of it. So we talked about sending it out again, but the return has just been so low on it that we just didn't do it this year. If you would like us to reconsider that, I'd be happy to do that.
Well, only if it would be valuable to you and your team, and maybe something on the last day of pickup, or and granted, there's times we're running in and like I gotta go.
Yeah.
But there also may be an ideal captive audience. Just, hey, would you recommend this to a friend? And what could we do to improve?
Yeah, we could definitely look into that, absolutely. And there's a possibility of even, I know pickup's kind of fast, but there's a possibility of just having a couple questions maybe on an iPad, and we just punch in their answers, and that way we, capture that data and be able to do something like that. So thank you, I appreciate that suggestion. Yeah, we'll definitely think about it in the future. Any other questions?
Any other questions? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Park Services, Eric?
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
Pretty good. So right now, we are currently obtaining proposals to pave or asphalt about 770 feet by 10 trail from Union Hill trail connector to the Forsyth Trail connector. So basically the area that's along McGinnis Ferry. Just more stable, stable trail, because right now it's crush and run and slate, and it washes a little bit. Where we're trying to, get more stable trail there. We're also restoring the last of the 3-tier fountains, the one that's located on the corner of Canton Street. It's across from Nest. So actually, we've already replaced it. We're also in the process of getting proposal to replace some of the broken concrete panels behind Brook Street Park here, in front of the bandstand, and right here at the back steps. This is an ongoing thing. We continue to remove declining trees in all parks. On the Greenway, several on the Greenway, several at Webb Bridge. Just one of those things. Also getting ready, for all fall athletic outdoor activities and events to begin in all parks and downtown. So all the special events this fall, and fall, soccer's getting ready to start. Ambush over there at Innovation. So we're getting ready to paint fields and things like that, which takes time. Still in the processes of developing new maintenance plans and practices for the Alpha Loop. The new section of Loop has a lot of landscaped areas. There's also areas that we're going to have to, put a plan together to oversee, and these things need to be maintained, which costs money. Anyway, that concludes my report. If anybody has any questions.
Any questions for Eric? Cheryl?
So all these declining trees, are we replanting anything?
Oh, we try to replant, especially like the street trees and things like that. But some of these ones, like at Encore, we are going to replace with some understory trees and things like that. But not this time of year. It's not the time to plant. But we do try to replace trees as they. But if they're in the middle of the woods,
I have more questions. What's the plan for reworking the parking lot at North Park, where the adult activity center is? Is that on the list of things to do next year?
Yeah.
You're talking about, I'm assuming you're talking about the parking lot at the adult activity center.
Yes, that
North
one.
Park. Okay, yeah. We have applied for a grant through the Community Development Block Grant Program, and we're waiting to hear back from them. Hopefully that'll be good news. If it is, then we'll move forward. If not, then our plan is to try to include that into next year's capital budget. We know.
Next year as in 2025?
In
or?
2025, yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Eric, thank you.
Thank you.
Park Services, Wills, Matt.
Good evening.
How are you?
Doing well, thank you. I'll kind of mirror what Eric was saying. It's been a rough month at Wills for trees.
Yeah, what are you doing about that?
Yeah, so we will be looking at some areas. We lost about 50 pine trees in various sizes, kind of over near the Purple Playground, and due to pine beetles. So by the time we had got an initial quote, scheduled the work to be done, there was actually more trees that we had to take down. So we'll be looking at going in and re-landscaping that area, planting some larger trees. We'll do that this fall. Yeah, I know. We'll have it ready. We've got our covered arena got laser graded a couple of weeks back. Rings 2 and 4 also were graded. So we've got a lot of larger horse shows coming up. And one this weekend will have the Equestrian Foundation Benefit Show. So I know they've sold out. So I think they'll have probably in the neighborhood of 250 horses, a lot of tents, vendors. So come out, check it out. We've got a new sign being installed over by the Annex building. So we'll be looking at enhancing that entrance and kind of showcasing that as you enter by the Mansell House and the pool. So, but that concludes my report. Are there any questions?
Any questions? Matt, thank you.
Good, thank you.
Senior Operations Manager, Kurt.
Well, good evening. So I have, some brief statements to make about what's going on. Good thing about it is everything is moving along like we're planning to do. In our park enhancements areas, the project that Public Works has been leading with the sewer leading up to the turf installation coming up in November. That has been completed and that restroom is operational, so we're excited about that. Mid-Broadwell Park, I think some of you may notice there's some shade additions that have occurred over the slides. We got a little bit of work to do. They got to adjust the shade; it's a little bit too low, so they're working on that. Miracle League installation, as you can see, Miracle League installation area of enhancement. I'm leaving that as fill in the blank exercise for the commission. Basically, we don't have a date yet. They're looking to the latter part of August, but we're waiting for the installer to give us a specific date. So that was a good way to me to get out of this typo of my bullet on the Rec Commission report. Let's see, bond projects. Really the most significant movement we've had. It was two. One was Webb Bridge turf contract was awarded to Sprint Turf on July 29th. Like I said, that installation is expected to begin November 1st. And also Old Rucker Road Park, invitation to bid went out for construction on August 1st, and we'll close at the end of the month. Any questions?
I don't believe so.
Thank you.
Thank you. Director's report. Mr. Rogers.
Thank you, Chairman. As always, it's a pleasure to be here tonight. You know, it was, wasn't planning on saying this, but it kind of makes me, gives me cold chills when these kind of presentations come up and you see what impact the things that we're doing actually have on people. You know, we talk about numbers and we talk about parks and we talk about all this stuff, but at the end of the day, it's about the folks like this that we're really impacting and improving the quality of their lives. So it's a great reminder for all of us, and you know, it's fun to watch that. Both, I think Kim and Christine both said y'all have the brochures up there, but I want y'all to pick them up for a minute. Let's start with the school guide, and I want you to turn to page 7, please. Make sure I call your attention to this. That if you look over in the left-hand corner, the middle of page 7, you see a pumpkin succulent workshop. Okay, so I'm inviting the commission to sign up for this pumpkin sucklet workshop. You'll get take home a pumpkin, and you'll kind of see what some of the things are going on. Remember, if you can, sign up for that workshop. And please flip over to page 18, if you will, too. On the left-hand corner, you see the free fitness Alpharetta. I want you to promise me, I'm not going to ask you to do it now, pull out your phones and download that free fitness information. It is amazing how much free fitness there is going on in Alpharetta constantly. So if you would, do that for me. And then if you will, also pick up the arts and culture book that you have there. Turn to page 18. And you will see there we have a takeaway hand-built ceramic workshop. It's a one-night workshop, and you get to take something home that you made in your hand. So again, let me encourage you to do one of those things there. I'd love for you to do both the take-home hand building and the pumpkin sucklet, but if you can't do both of them, at least do one. So we're proud of those brochures, as you can imagine. They look good. They're very professional looking. They're fun looking, and they just have such information in there that we're excited about that. Also in your packet this month, we had the numbers for the Greenway. The numbers, that we mentioned that at the last meeting, and we're going to be giving those to you here for, we'll probably do this for about a year so you can get used to the numbers at the Greenway, and then we'll see how often you want to get that. But if you start looking at that we're having in the month of August almost a dead tie between the one at the Alpharetta city limits and the Haynes Bridge, somewhere around 23,000 people a month using those two. It's just really incredible the number of lives that we're touching with the Greenway and the things we're doing. So that's always fun. Also in your packet was a list of the partnerships that we have. I know and I'll just bring this attention that we have a lot of partners. Some of them are under the recreation services, some of them in the cultural services, and some of the community services. We have 4 scheduled for the Recreation Commission, as you can see from the information coming in the future. I guess that's September, October, and November. And as you're looking through this list, I'd like to hear from you as to who else you'd like to see as opposed to the 4 youth athletic associations. So I'm not asking you to answer that question tonight, but I'd like to hear from you which ones you'd like to add, because coming up next year, we only have really 12 meetings to invite. So if there's any of those groups you want to hear from, let us know, and we'll be glad to invite them. We definitely going to bring the 4 back every year. We're required by our bylaws to bring those 4 to you. Moving on, there's also in your packet a schedule for the remainder of the year, August through December. That includes the holiday luncheon that we share with the Cultural Arts Commission. So if any of those dates, we need to change any of those dates to let us know, but right now, that's what's penciled in. So if you will, go and get that on your schedule so that we'd like to have 100% participation, particularly at the holiday luncheon from the Recreation Commission and the Cultural Arts Commission. I'm sorry? It's Tuesday, December the 10th. That's our regular meeting time, okay? And the last thing that I have on my list is we were awarded the Land and Water Conservation Fund. That's a federal grant that goes through the state, and the state does grant applications. We applied for the replacement of wood poles and all of the old metal headlight lights at North Park. Not all of them, excuse me. This will be on the tennis courts, pickleball courts, fields 1 through 4, the Miracle League, and multipurpose number 1 and number 2. So we'll get rid of all of the wooden poles in North Park and replace all of those fields with LED lighting. The grant that we got was for $495,000, and we have to match that 50%, or 50%. So the total cost of the project is right at $1 million, just a couple of dollars short of $1 million. So the Mayor and Council at their August 19th meeting will formally accept it, and then we can start the process, and we're hoping to move that quickly to get all of that done. Pretty exciting. We've been talking about the lighting initiative for a while. So this is the first big step toward that, taking that step. The only other thing I have for you is, since I've given you some homework to sign up for things, the other thing I want you to do is get out into the parks a little bit. So let me invite you the next time you're by Wills Park, get out at the park, at the community center, and walk back behind it through the grove to see the dinosaurs. If you haven't seen the dinosaurs, there's 3 dinosaurs in Wills Park. I want you to go see them, and I'll test you on it at the next commission meeting. And the other thing that I would invite you to do is to go on the east side of town to Webb Bridge, park the car there, and get out and see the new playground. It is a phenomenal playground. We're going to do some more enhancing, but right now that is, I think, the best playground, hands down, in Alpharetta right now is at Webb Bridge. So get out and look at that park as well. I'll be glad to answer any questions that anyone may have.
Do we have any questions?
Which classes will you be signing up for, sir?
Say that again?
Which classes will you be signing up for?
I'm going to sign up for the pumpkin succulent one.
All right.
For sure.
We'll see you there.
Okay.
Morgan, any news on Wacky World?
No, not any really news that we are moving toward getting an RFQ, which is a request for qualifications for to do the entire Wills Park project, which includes Wacky World, the Spine, the Gateways, and the Equestrian Center. So that's going to be a request for qualifications, and then we'll shortlist it and then get bids from that shortlist. So we're making progress. It just takes a little runway to get that get up and running it by consolidating that program. So I hope in the next 30 to 45 days we'll have something to report on progress on moving that forward.
Any other questions? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Do any of the commissioners here have anything to report or talk about? No? No one in the public? Can I ask for a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn?
Can I have a second? It has been moved by Commissioner Rand and seconded by Commissioner Beach that we adjourn the meeting at 6:18 p.m. I will now call for a vote. Please vote.
Please vote.
Motion passes 7-0, 2 abstaining. Thank you for your time tonight.
Yes.
What's that?